Today it is July 23rd, 2016, and there has been controversy for quite some time about who the God of the Old Testament is. And it should be very easy to understand, but unfortunately the priests of Baal have clouded the scripture to the point where people actually think that the Father didn't say a word, not a single word in the Bible, that it was somehow Jesus, as they say, who's the creator. Let's go back to the beginning. Genesis 1. And I believe it's in verse 26. I'm going to go to Strong's, make sure I get this right. And God said, "Let us make man in our image after our likeness." People say, "See, Henry, God is plural." For one, the word in this instance for God is Elohim. Elohim is not plural as we know it. If you go into Strong's Exhaustive Concordance for Elohim, 430 in the Hebrew, here's what it says: divine being, not divine beings. So it's singular. Now, let us go to the word "let us." Now, Bible Hub's, Strong's, skips the word "us." Why? Why in the world would it skip the word "us"? One of the very words that the false preachers, the priests of Baal, claim to say that God is plural. Why would they skip that? Because you see, the word "us" is 2248 in Strong's Hebrew language, and the word means to hurt. It doesn't even belong there. And that's the reason why they skipped over it. So why in the world would they have inserted the word "us" in there when it doesn't even, you cannot translate hurt to us. It's not possible. Words were added, folks. And that's the reason why Bible Hub took the word "us" out. The correct word is "asa," 6213 in the Hebrew. It means to accomplish. Let us accomplish, or I should say, not let us, but to accomplish. Man In the image. It's not in our image. It goes back to that word 2248 in Strong's Concordance again, which means to hurt or to harm. Once again, added words, mistranslations. After our, once again, the word our does not belong there, as if you go to Bible Hub, in their version of Strong's Concordance, they skip that as well. So here's what it really should say. And Elohim said that he is making man in his image after his likeness. And the proof of this is in Genesis 9 and verse 6, folks. Where it says, whoso sheddeth in man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God he made, he, singular, not they, he made man. So, then, who is the creator? Who is the creator? Isaiah 49 and verse 5. Not starting in verse 5, but it's in verse 5. I will go ahead and start in verse 5 because this is where the consummate point is here. And now saith Yehovah. That word, the Lord, is Yehovah. That's the Father. That formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered yet. And it's because he arrived at a time when Israel was not gathered. Yet I shall be glorious in the eyes of Yehovah, and my God shall be my strength. And then Yehovah said, it is a light thing that you should be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give you for a light to the Gentiles, that you may be my salvation to the ends of the earth. Now, folks, you can't get around the fact that Yehovah is speaking of the Messiah, his son, to come at a later date. And remember, Isaiah is a prophet, which means these words are to take place at future tense. So, when Yeshua came to be, after Mary bore him, he said these very words in his heart. Verse 1, listen, O coastlands, unto me, and hearken, you people from far away. Yehovah has called me from the womb. From the bowels of my mother he has made mention of my name. So who's the creator? He has hid me, or he has made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand has he hid me, and made me a selected shaft. That word should be selected. In his quiver has he hid me. So the one who was speaking to Moses was Yehovah the Father. The hidden one was Yeshua. He was selected after Adam sinned. Yes, before Abraham was, he was selected. Fulfilling, I believe I lost the, yes, fulfilling John 8:58, verily I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. He was selected and hidden away before Abraham, but after Adam sinned. Proof. I will read, say, 1 Corinthians 15:47. I will read New Living Translation. Adam, the first man, was made of the dust of the earth, while Messiah, the second man, came from heaven. So you have a first Adam and you have a second Adam. So the first Adam came into being before the second one did. Yeshua never claimed to be before Adam. He did say he was before Abraham. And rightly so. He was selected. He was Yehovah's selected, polished shaft, as it is written in Isaiah 49 and verse 2. Now, who's the creator again? Who created who? In the days after Mary bore him, Yeshua confessed, as it says right here, that Yehovah formed him from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob back to him. In a day, this happened on a day where Israel was not gathered. Now, was Yeshua equal with the Father? And yet again, the priests of Baal have deceived the people. In claiming that it is so. The only one who thinks that he is equal with Yehovah is the devil. Okay. All right, Philippians 2 and verse 6. And this is another place where people are deceived. And I will take it to Strong's Concordance. Now, we all agree, we just read in Genesis, that Adam was made in the image and the likeness of Yehovah. It says so. So it says in Philippians 2 verse 6, who being in the form of Yehovah, thought it not a thing to be seized, an object of desire, thought it not a spoil, thought it not a prize, thought it not something to be sought after, to be equal with Yehovah. The word is Harpagmos, in the Greek, it is 725 in Strong's Concordance. Read it. Thought it not spoil, thought it not an object of eager desire, thought it not a prize to be equal with Yehovah. Satan, however, demands to be equal with Yehovah, and he shall be cast down. So I ask you, is your Messiah demand to be equal with Yehovah? Because if he does, that is the wrong Messiah. You can read in many places in the New Testament that Yeshua says he can do nothing except for what his Father tells him to do. Many places. John 5 and verse 30. Equality, you say. I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge. My judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father which has sent me.